Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of boxing.
Yeah, but not just the punches and the action in the ring, right?
Exactly. We're looking at what really makes these high-stakes fights tick. What pulls us in beyond just the sport. It's the stories, the pressure, the personalities. And today, our deep dive is focused squarely on this upcoming clash between Edgar Berlanga and Hamza Sheeraz.
Oh yeah, this one feels big. It's more than just a fight, isn't it? It
Mhm.
feels like a real collision course.
Totally. Personalities, ambitions, how people see them, it's all wrapped up in this one. Now, to really get to the heart of it, we've dug into some YouTube video transcripts.
Good stuff. Interviews with both fighters, Berlanga and Sheeraz, and Berlanga's trainer, Mark Farah, too.
Right. So you get those raw, unfiltered takes directly from the source. Our mission here, it's pretty simple. Unpack all of it, the narratives they're building, what they're predicting, what's really on the line for each of them personally.
Basically, cut through the noise and figure out what's driving these guys and why this fight really matters for their careers.
Exactly. Your shortcut to understanding what this rivalry is all about. So let's start with Hamza Sheeraz. To really get this, we need to understand him first. He's the undefeated guy coming over from the UK.
Yeah, from Ilford, Essex. Impressive record, too. 21 wins, that one draw, and 17 knockouts. He's got power.
And experience. Former WBC silver, Commonwealth, European middleweight champ, even challenged for a world title before.
Definitely. But what really jumps out from the interviews is his calmness. He seems very confident.
Right. He keeps saying he feels great, looking forward to putting on a spectacular performance.
And he specifically mentioned the Puerto Rican and Mexican fans he knows who'll be watching in New York.
He calls himself no nonsense, very focused. But here's something that caught my ear. He said this fight is different because he has a lot to prove.
That is interesting for an undefeated fighter. It's like, okay, winning isn't enough this time.
Seems like it. Maybe because it's his first fight in the U.S. He mentioned the love and reception he's getting in New York. Seems like he's soaking it in, but also feels the pressure.
Well, fighting stateside for the first time, especially New York, it's a huge deal in boxing. It can make or break your international appeal.
Yeah, the sources definitely emphasize that.
And he seems aware of it. Remember that skit he did with Ring Magazine?
Oh, yeah, where he kind of playfully suggested people didn't know Berlanga.
Exactly, and then said, after Saturday night, they all know who I am. Playful, maybe? But
Yeah.
there's a clear challenge underneath. He's aiming right at Berlanga's King of New York status.
So, okay, wrapping up Sheeraz. What's the mindset here? He promises fans a great performance, a great fight, says it's my time to give back to you lot.
Sounds like someone who feels ready to arrive on the world stage. Make a statement.
Okay, let's pivot then. From Shiraz's calm intensity to, well, Edgar Berlanga.
A completely different vibe.
Totally. The chosen one from Brooklyn. He's the hometown hero, ready to defend his turf, and he's not quiet about it.
His record's strong, too. 23 wins, just the one loss, 18 KOs.
Oh,
And he holds that WBO NABO super middleweight title.
which is a pretty significant belt, positions him well, and he's also a former world title challenger.
Yeah, and he is absolutely leaning into the New York thing. He sees this as his moment in his city.
He said he's ready to destroy this dude this weekend. Very direct.
Super locked in, is how he put it.
Mm-hmm.
And he made sure to thank his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and his people for showing up on July 12th.
That connection to New York feels really deep, doesn't it? Fighting there, headlining. He called it a blessing. Born and raised in the concrete jungle.
Mm-hmm. But does that home advantage come with, like, extra pressure? Does being the king make you a bigger target?
That's the interesting part. Because he also says he prefers being the underdog.
Right. He said, I've always had my back against the wall. How did that square with being the hometown favorite headlining in his city?
Is it humility? Or maybe a strategy, like you said before, lower the pressure, maybe.
Could be. He's definitely not humble about Sheeraz, though, calling him a sea-level fighter.
Yeah, that implies he thinks Shiraz hasn't really been tested outside of maybe Canelo. Wait, no. Berlanga faced Canelo, Shiraz hasn't. Berlanga is implying he's faced better guys than Shiraz has.
Right, implying his level of opposition, except perhaps Canelo, has been higher than Sheeraz's.
And then there's the message to Shiraz and his team. It's, wow.
Yeah, no holding back there. The language is intense.
I don't give a fuck about them. Fuck them. They already know the vibes, man. I'm outside. We about to kick his ass.
It really amps up the personal feel of this.
It absolutely does. And he carries that same energy talking about Canelo, too. I don't give a fuck about his plans. He got to go through me first.
Total laser focus on July 12th. Just one goal. Fuck this motherfucker up.
Yeah,
It's raw.
it really is. Stark contrast to Sheeraz's approach.
Okay, so we've heard from the fighters. Let's bring in another voice. Mark Ferres, Berlanga's trainer. What's his take?
Well, what's surprising, maybe, is how respectful he is of Sheeraz, technically speaking.
Really? After Berlanga's comments? Yeah. He called Sheeraz a very, very good fighter. Very technical. Praised his discipline.
He acknowledged the draw Sheeraz had against Adam Azim.
He did. Called it a hiccup. But he expects Sheeraz to be 10 times better for this fight. So, respect for the skill, definitely.
But Ferret also had that interesting theory about why people might be picking Sheeraz.
Ah, yeah. This was fascinating. He basically said it's not about skill. It's about hate towards Ega. Berlanga.
So personal dislike, he thinks people just don't like Berlanga's persona.
That's what he's suggesting. He said it's personal and dismiss the idea that Sheeraz wins if you just break the fight down on boxing merits alone.
That's a strong claim. It paints the public perception as really skewed against Berlanga.
Definitely adds another layer to think about.
Okay, and what about the elephant in the room, the Canelo fight? Ferret seems confident.
Very confident. He said if they get offered Canelo next, they'll be ready.
But why now? What makes him think Berlanga's ready for that level now?
His reasoning is experience. He believes Berlanga's grown, and specifically mentioned that Berlanga took Canelo's best shot in their previous fight.
Ah, okay. So he feels Berlanga proved his durability and has added more tools since then.
Seems to be the idea. He mentioned other names like Jamal Charlo, but you get the sense the Canelo rematch is the real prize they're eyeing.
He even said whatever they're offering Sheeraz will be definitely on the table for us if Berlanga wins. The stakes couldn't be clearer.
Absolutely. Win this, and that mega fight could be next.
So let's try and pull all this together. What's the big picture narrative shaping up here?
Well, you've got Sheeraz, the undefeated guy, coming to America, calm but saying he has something to prove, stepping into the lion's den, sort of.
Right. And then you have Berlanga, the hometown kid, the chosen one, loud, aggressive, embracing the underdog label even while being the favorite in his city. It's his moment.
So how does that clash play out? The quiet intensity versus the explosive aggression?
Especially with all the psychological stuff flying around. The sea-level comments, the hate factor Ferret mentioned, Sheeraz's skit.
It feels like the fight before the fight is already well underway, doesn't it?
Totally. And the actual fight night, July 12th, has its own unique flavor, too. Outdoors at Citi Field in Queens.
Yeah, Ted Stadium, as some call it. That open-air setting adds something different.
And for the winner, it's not just a win, it's potentially a huge leap.
Massive opportunity. Straight into that top tier at super middleweight. And like we said, maybe, just maybe, that Canelo payday.
So much writing on this for both guys. It really feels like a crossroads.
Definitely. A career-defining night, potentially.
So there you have it. We've gone through the perspectives of Hamza Sheeraz, Edgar Berlanga, and his trainer, Mark Ferret.
Yeah, from Sheeraz's focused determination to Berlanga's very vocal aggression and Ferret's insights on perception.
It's clear this July 12th bout is way more than just jabs and hooks. The personal stakes, the narratives, they're huge. Which brings us to a final thought, something for you to chew on. Given everything we've heard, the raw emotion, Ferret talking about hate, the trash talk, the challenges, how much does psychology actually matter?
You mean how much of winning a fight like this comes down to the mental game before the first bell even rings?
Exactly. Versus just the physical prep and the skill you bring into the ring that night. What do you think is the biggest factor here? Is it the punches, or is it the battle of wills and perception that's already raging?